Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Product of that flip phone, my bitch got that shit on. You can't get a table, I know the chef down that Carbone. You tough, come get this tombstone. Polite, I got that root on. We came 3 deep, pet boys, we got them tools on. How you compare to me? So pretentious when you can't get it. Same niggas when they do get it, wanna act like they the man with it. You don't like me, be a man with it. When shit get deep, you gon' stand in it. Gun so big, kickstand with it. Be humble, bitch, use a fan with it. These niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Louis V chancletas, for the plug is named Fernando. My chicken came with 2 extra sides, welcome to Nando's. I know the plug, shit in my system from work I handled. Teddy bears, t-shirts and candles, stay with your handle. Pushing 40, can't name a time I scrambled like Randall. Off a pinch of residue, they leave your key dismantled. How you compare to me? Trappers morphed and shit they wouldn't dare to be. Alive at 21, we couldn't dare to see. I'd rather pull the trigger, cause them numbers the same. Off a conspiracy, they call me Mr. Brunson in the bank, financial literacy. These niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off.
Yeah, I ain't never been on, but still saying I fell off. Condition naughty, hoe come get it, dig it, something like Pavlov. Taking off my shirt, fell to her knees, I make her heart stop. She ain't hitting with her bust down, I put her in a plain one. My slime keep catching bodies, told her go and see the real run. My slime keep catching bodies, I said boy just let me get one. I know y'all ain't been on, no, I know y'all ain't been on. You can see I'm getting it in, my whole body covered in chrome. This watch on my wrist, probably same price as your home. How the fuck I fell off? Still moving bricks out that door. I'm getting money, that's for certain. You ain't getting nothing, that's for sure. 5% still close the curtains, cause I'm sitting in that rose. As for C, she got a Birkin, cause she good with her throat. I been popping all the Adderall, I like doing the most. I can tell y'all never been on, y'all think this shit a joke. Before they talking about me.
Cross right there and an uppercut that puts Bernard on the canvas.
Oh, what a left hook! What a finish! Oh my! That was devastating!
What an impressive combination!
He is laid out in brutal fashion. Absolute devastating dynamite power. It's over. One of the knockouts of the year.
Man, yes. I just had a refreshing conversation with a dope teacher.
Whoa. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I got to say shout out the Sleeper. Big Sleeper in the building. Y'all been doing what y'all supposed to do with Sleeper all football season long. I hope y'all been taking advantage of the free $20 entry, no deposit needed. But if you do deposit, which is the best way to go with Sleeper, you get a $100 deposit match up to $100 when you use code LBSBP, LBSBMVP. That's right. If you put in just $10, you're going to end up with $20 when you use my code. If you put in $50, you're going to end up with $100. If you put in $100, they're going to give you $200 to win with and get you a little bit of pocket change, man. Always gamble responsibly and never play with nothing that you don't want to lose. Y'all know the vibes with that. So I watched the game last night, and I'm just not scared. I'm not scared of nobody in the NFC, man. I'm not scared. First of all, I believe that any pocket passing quarterback is food against this defense. Any pocket passing quarterback, I believe, is food against this defense. I'm not worried about how no Jordan Love look. I'm not worried about how no Matthew Stafford look, who might have just given away the MVP to a second-year starter. I'm not worried about these guys. I would say I'm not worried about the Lions and Jared Goff, but they're not in the postseason. I'm not worried about Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams ain't come out there and carve us up. They just had a day on the ground. Shit ain't going to happen again. I'm just not worried about nobody in the NFC, man. I'm just keeping it beam. Not worried, bro. They should be worried about the Philadelphia Eagles and the defense that the Philadelphia Eagles have. They should be worried about us. They should be worried about us. Since the bye, we've been averaging like 15 points a game. We've been shutting guys down with reckless abandon this football season. We have an elite defense, and that is what ultimately wins championships. So I'm not worried about these guys who want to harp on how our offense look. Who cares what the offense look like? Some of you guys have a hard time scoring 15 on us. You know what I mean? Some of you guys have a hard time scoring 15. I respect the 49ers, but do I fear Brock Purdy? No. I'm sorry, bro. The best chance to beating a team like the Philadelphia Eagles is probably, in my opinion, having a guy that can get outside the pocket and make you pay for some of those good underneath coverages that we play, like a Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson. But Jaden Daniels can't read the field enough to see fast enough if he's going to be able to have to run. And nobody can beat us, bro. I'm not worried, bro. I'm not worried. I'm not worried, man. Defense wins championships. None of these guys. I'm not worried about Sam Darnold. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm sorry. All of these guys are fearing coming to the link, and that's how it should be, man. I'm going to let you guys see the wheel real quick. A lot of people have been putting their submissions in to come out here and win these tickets, man. I see it. I see it. I see what's going on. A lot of guys are really trying to win these club level tickets for a wild card game. A lot of people was confused. A lot of people like, yo, I didn't put my name on the wheel yet because I thought you was giving away tickets to the Commanders game. Why would I give away tickets to the Commanders game? We know that that's a body. I'm giving away tickets to an experience. Club level seats, Hyundai Lounge, 2 tickets right next to each other. Did I mention club level? If it's cold, you can walk inside and watch the game. You can come out every offensive possession if you want, because you would have that luxury at this wild card game, man. So a lot of people have gotten their names added to the list. You see your name on the wheel. You know what I mean? The wheel is very fair. Things are going to get shuffled. We're going to spin. You know what I mean? And that's this is the result. This will be the end result on January 4th around 8 o'clock when we officially see where the Philadelphia Eagles will be facing. If this was January 4th, Stephon Moore would have won 2 club level seats right next to each other. You know what I mean? Y'all know the cause for this, and I'm going to play the cause real quick one more time before we get into the meat and potatoes.
Man, I just had a refreshing conversation with a dope teacher, man. And as a dope content creator, you know, I came up with a way to support a dope teacher. Shout out to Mr. Jarrett. Y'all know Mr. Jarrett. His videos have been taking the internet by storm. He's been grabbing these kids at the middle school level, teaching them trades that could feed them for the rest of their life, trades that could help them fend for themselves, showing them something other than what the streets can provide you. And he's catching them at a really, really young and impressionable age. And I got to salute that, because I see those kids, I see those faces, and I see me in that. I see me in that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things can go different for a child if you catch them at the right time. The Philadelphia Eagles are back in the postseason. We're back fighting the good fight, trying to go for this 3rd Lombardi. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raffle off 2 club level tickets, seats right next to each other, amazing amenities. You know what I mean? Shorter lines, free foods and snacks and stuff like that. These are the things that come with the club level, especially around playoff time. Shorter wait times at the restroom, comfortable seating, all of that stuff, man. But I want 100% of the proceeds to the raffle to go to the dope teacher, to go to the dope student podcast, to go to Mr. Jarrett for supplies. I think it's our responsibility as adults in past generations. Like, listen, man, if we want to make a change, we got to do things like this with our platform. 100% of the proceeds to these club level tickets will go to Mr. Jarrett and his kids for supplies so they could keep.
So there you have it, man. Get yourself on the wheel. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is click the link in the description. Send your $100 or more that puts you on the wheel to win these tickets. Get in there, win them club level seats. Come out there, rock with your boy. Wild Card Weekend is going to be lit. You know what I mean? So, the Philadelphia Eagles defense is elite. We already understand that. The Philadelphia Eagles defense is elite. We understand that. We would like to see a couple things different, I guess, from the offensive side of the ball. But all year I've been telling y'all that I'm not really worried from the offense. I'm not worried. I've been saying it all year. I'm not worried. Our haters would like us to be worried, though. Our haters would like us to feel like we have this issue that I don't think really exists for real. You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley is like 87 yards, 83 yards away from a $250,000 incentive on his contract. They want our offense to be an issue because they want that to be a direct reflection on Jalen Hurts. They do. But in all actuality, if these guys were able to really understand football and understand the game, we really just have an offensive coordinator problem. We really have an offensive coordinator problem. Let me know how many quarterbacks can, first of all, not a lot of quarterbacks can back-to-back win the NFC East. I think it might be like 5. It's under 10 quarterbacks that have done that in the history of the NFC East from what I saw. First of all, give me a quarterback that can have as many new offensive coordinators as Jalen Hurts, win the Super Bowl, have the schedule next time come out with no back-to-back home games, and an inept play caller at times, and still be looking down the barrel of a 12-win season and a number 2 seed. As bad as this offense is, Jalen Hurts has not made critical mistakes at making it worse. I believe that Kevin Patulo has single-handedly, with his inept abilities at times, made Jalen Hurts' progression as a starting quarterback not be as visible as it should be. I think Jalen Hurts has been elite this year. He had one bad game against who was that bad? Against the Chargers. I think that, he had another bad game against the Giants, but I think a lot of his play has been more elite than subpar than guys would like to say. It's the facts. Elite first half against the Bucks, elite second half against the Rams, elite first half against the Bills yesterday. You know what I mean? The only perfect passer rating of the season against the Minnesota Vikings. Y'all don't want to call it elite because, these stretches elite because it goes against the national narrative of what's been going on. Y'all don't want to call these stretches elite, but they are. They are. Career high in touchdown passes. He averages a triple-digit passer rating. Only 6 interceptions on the season. Some of these stretches have been elite. They have been elite. They won't put him in. They won't put him in. They won't put him in Pro Bowl. They won't give him the Pro Bowl nod because the way our local media and our national media have piled on him at times. You hear this guy. There it is. Returns elite. No, more than serviceable. Yes. You can't call it elite because you've been trained not to call it elite. The issue is not Jalen Hurts at all this football season for the majority of the offensive setbacks. It has been play calling. It has been play calling, and these things can be easily, and I mean easily, proven if you look at the game and understand the game. He has 2 games this season where he hasn't completed a single pass in the half. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that even makes sense. Let's listen to this ball.
Choppy last night.
Let's listen.
The Eagles' offense was choppy last night. I mean, this is 3rd and 10. This was a consistent theme last night. I don't know if this is the distance that the route is supposed to go. 8 yards on the speed out. Christian Benford right there. But on 3rd and 10, all right, Benford tackles A.J. Brown out of bounds. You gain 8, you got to punt. All right, here you go. Now it's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9, just going to hand off on a little tackle trap by Fred Johnson and get tackled and be content just to walk off the field and go punt. A little odd. Then you get this, 3rd and 9. You're just running this little high-low concept right here, and you hit Goddard.
3rd and 9.
I mean, content to kick the field goal, okay.
Run the ball.
But if you just content to kick field goals, and aren't attacking, teams come back on you. You get this right here at the end of the game. It's 3rd and 10, 3rd and quarter. Now, the Eagles are up 13-0. That does make a difference in what you decide to do. But Buffalo is going to rush 3, and they're going to spy right here. It's a 3-man rush, and there's a spy on Jalen. All right? Now, it's too deep, and it's man under. All right? Pretty anticipated coverage in this situation. But there's just nobody open. Nobody, like no man beaters, anything. So Jalen really has no place to go but to end up throwing it away. Like, I just think the Eagles got to be a lot better on 3rd downs and a lot more aggressive on 3rd down. Still won the game. Still got 11 wins. Just got to be more aggressive.
Horrendous on 3rd down. Horrendous on 3rd down. Horrendous. The Philadelphia Eagles go up 13, and what we decide to do is not play to win. We start playing not to lose. We could have destroyed those guys. We could have destroyed those guys. But this is the stuff that we fight against, y'all. This is what Elliott Shore-Parks put out before the game. This is what Elliott Shore-Parks put out before the game. This was Elliott Shore-Parks' prediction. This was his prediction before the game. This is our local media saying we're going to lose the game. We're going to lose the game. This is what this is not the first time he's picked us to lose this year and has been wrong. You guys have been trained to not believe what you actually see. You've been trained to not believe what you actually see. So that's why guys like me, I get to sit back with a smile on my face, count the Super Bowl trips, count the playoff victories, and just simply understand that we are here for a bigger mission. We're here for a bigger mission. When you hear Jalen Hurts talk, you know Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? You know Jalen Hurts understands that they need to be more aggressive, and they're playing a game that just doesn't suit what anybody should be doing if you're trying to go out there and assert dominance. The world is more concerned. The world is more concerned with Jalen Hurts and the offense sputtering in the second half rather than the fact that Josh Allen blew the game on a wide open throw. Nobody's concerned about Josh Allen not being able to get it done. Everybody's only concerned about how the Philadelphia Eagles offense looked. Mind you, the Buffalo Bills got shut out in the half, bro. The Bills got shut out in the first half. We got shut out in the second half. What's the difference? What's the difference? Josh Allen is supposed to be one of these guys, this all-knowing entity on the football field, apparently. What's the difference? What's the difference? We was on the road too, and it was pouring down raining. Refereeing was horrible. Nobody cares about that. But the issue is the Eagles and the offense. The Eagles and the offense. The Bills didn't score until 5 minutes left in the game. 5 minutes left in the game. 5 minutes left in the game. I can't, and I understand we have a Packers fan in the chat, but I can't within reason pay him any mind. I can't within reason pay him any mind. I can't pay a Packers fan any mind. I can't pay a Cowboys fan any mind. I can't pay a Giants fan any mind. If you're not in the playoffs, then there's nothing to talk about. The Packers know they're a one and done. That's a walking one and done. A walking one and done. A walking one and done. We have things to play for. We have things to play for. A lot of you guys don't. A lot of you guys don't. A lot of you guys don't. The Eagles are absolutely going to get the number 2 seed, in my opinion. The Eagles are absolutely going to get the number 2 seed, in my opinion, because we could beat the Commanders with Tanner McKee. We could beat the Commanders with Tanner McKee, bro. You know what I mean? And I believe that the Bills are going, well, not the Bills, the Lions are going to go out there and try their hardest to dismantle the Bears' chance at getting that high seed. It's a division rival. They got to do whatever they got to do. The first thing has been done. We beat the Bills. That's first and foremost. The Bears lost to the 49ers. We have to beat the Commanders. That's as good as done. That's as good as done. The Bears have to lose. I don't know if that game is on the road or not. The Bears have to lose to the Lions, which is why, you know what the NFL did? The NFL is sneaky, man. The NFL, in my opinion, they made these games at the same time. So the Eagles and the Bears would have something to play for. That number 2 seed. This is why the number 2 seed is important. The number 2 seed guarantees you, if you win in the first round, guarantees you a second home game in the postseason. That's what we want. It guarantees you a second home game in the postseason. I want the number 2 seed. I want the number 2 seed. Now, we knew the Philadelphia Eagles would have to win the division to guarantee themselves back-to-back home games. We get the Commanders to finish the season. Then we get to sleep in our bed and be well rested for the pool. This will be the first time we played in the Lincoln back-to-back weeks. In back-to-back weeks. The last game of the season and in the wild card round. But winning the division had to guarantee it. This is the hill we had to fight against. So I want the number 2 seed, but I will say this. I believe the Commanders are dirty. I believe the Commanders will play dirty in this game. They already was talking spicy. Oh, we'll see them again in 2 weeks. I believe they will play dirty in this game. Saquon needs some incentives. He needs 87 rushing yards. Devontae Smith is like 35 or 40 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season. There are benchmarkers to play for in this game. I'm not playing guys like Jalen Phillips. I'm not playing several guys. I'm not playing several factors on the defensive side of the ball. We are coming out this game simply and solely for, I don't even know if I'll play Jalen Hurts, bro. Real talk, I don't even think I'll play QB1 in this game. I don't think I'll play QB1. I don't think I'll play Saquon Barkley either. Saquon, you're just not going to get that incentive, bro. If Cam Jurgens wasn't so ass, we would have been had it. You're just not going to get that incentive. And honestly, I think it was a setup to even – I just can't fathom how Cam Jurgens made the Pro Bowl. I think they said we have to throw an offensive line on there for the Eagles so we can keep justifying this super team crap. Because, my God, he's been awful. He has not been the best center in the division probably this year. But like I said, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. LB, the play calling and O-line play has caused the offense to look mid. Jalen is having a great season, but no coverage on that. There's no coverage on that, bro. There's no coverage on that, man. Jalen Hurts has definitely, in my opinion, been way better than, the numbers say and way better than any commentator going to say. But they have to blame him because that's what pays the bills. Jalen Hurts has paid several grown men's bills this year. 7 grown men's bills this year. Jalen Hurts has been responsible for paying them. The negativity on Jalen Hurts' name has been very well thought out. And you want to know another thing too? People not talking about this, bro. The collapse of Baker Mayfield is going under the radar. They was glazing Baker like a donut from Dunkin' Donuts. They was glazing Baker like a donut from Dunkin' Donuts. Glazing it. Nobody talking about it, though. Nobody talking about it, though. But that, like I said, man, everybody had all this stuff to say. Oh, the collapse. Collapse where? Collapse where? Collapse where, man? Collapse where, man? I used to pray for times, man, to have an elite defense like this, bro. I used to pray for times like this to have an elite defense, man. I think that this guy should be a Pro Bowler. He has come here and completely turned this defense around. Since that trade, the Philadelphia Eagles have been we went from begging for a pass rush to being one of the most disruptive fronts going into the postseason, bro. We was begging for a pass rush, man. Begging for a pass rush. And this guy has come out and turned this thing around. I'm not going to forget about Jalen. I'm not going to forget about Jalen Hunt. Can't forget about Super Bowl champion Jalen Hunt, who came out. He leads the league in sacks. He leads the team in sacks with 5.5. He leads the league in sacks. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about the regression of Baker. Everybody was bowing down, bro. Bowing down. Why is it so easy to bow down to certain quarterbacks, but it's not so easy to bow down to, you know what I mean, quarterbacks that continuously get it done? Why should we even be caring about what's going on with Baker Mayfield when we know Baker Mayfield don't result into no serious championship runs? But they make it seem like Baker is just Baker is Baker. Stop it. They go Kevin Patulo, man.
Play and keep it going. It happens in every game. You watched last night. There were some too. It's part of it, and then we just got to do the best we can from there.
You mentioned the running game amped up, and the plan was to amp it up in the second half, which makes sense. Were you happy with the looks? Sometimes it looked like you were running into unfavorable looks. Is that fair? Or
I mean, there was a couple plays where we were just running to run it, right? And so we got to do a good job of making sure we put everybody in the best position to
a couple
do what
plays
they need
where
to
we
do,
just
and then we have
running
to
to run
execute
it.
that play once we get those called. So, some runs are, hey, we're running it no matter what. Some other things have some
A couple plays where we were just running it to run it.
options off. It just depends on
Listen,
how the play
man,
goes in.
playing not to
You're
win.
at the end of your first year as the play caller. Is there anything that has hit you that, hey, I didn't expect this, or that's been different than maybe you envisioned?
It's a good question. I wouldn't say different. I think what I've realized is, and I've always been such a big part of it, even going back to when I was, with Nick in Indianapolis and even here from day one with all the different coordinators and the roles I've been in. I think when you look at it, it's just how much each week in game and even leading into.
Shout out to my guy, man. My guy, Leo Bridgewater, 609, got his page monetized, Berg section. I had him up here a while ago. He joined the live and we chopped it up. Military vet, page monetized. Great channel. Make sure you sub him up. He thanks me and Philly 500 for helping him get there. We play complimentary football on defense or offense, and it does not matter who we're going to play. We are unstoppable. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you got monetized, man. Keep the great content rolling. Justin Long, thank you for the super chat. Do you hear how Tom Brady praises Jalen? He has nothing but great things to say about Jalen. Yeah, all these bums in the media hate him. Yeah, because Tom Brady, that's who we should be listening to, Super Bowl champions. We shouldn't be listening to, no knock to guys. I don't know. We shouldn't be listening to Cam Newton, a guy who didn't jump on a fumble. I want to hear Vic speak. They started off with Vic. That's what he started off with.
Good to see you made it, Ruben. A couple of weeks ago, you didn't make it.
Sorry. Keep bringing it up. How big was it having Jalen Carter back, and what did you think of his performance?
Yeah, I thought he played well. I really didn't know how he would play because he missed 3 games, I believe, and didn't practice until this past week. During that time, and I thought he played well. And I think he's off to a good start, and hopefully he'll build on that and play good, down the stretch here and into the playoffs.
with Jalen Phillips.
I do want to add, Vic,
I know
you
he's
got that
playing
shit on
well
right now.
individually.
Who?
Is Jalen Phillips.
I thought you said Chandler Phillips. Okay.
Sorry. Is there a complementary effect with Alex and Nolan because he's on the field? Does that help at all?
Anytime you add a good player to your team on the field, it's going to help everybody. If your pass rush takes an uptick, that helps everybody. If your run defense takes an uptick, that helps everybody. If your corners can cover, that helps everybody. So it's a domino effect. I don't think it helps just one position. It helps everybody.
As far as sacking Josh Allen 5 times, what did you change your philosophy at all, or the discipline that the rushers had to stay in their lanes?
Well, I mean, that's a big emphasis anytime you play a quarterback like that. But he's still really hard to get down. We missed him a few of the other times that we could have got him down. he's special in that regard, and he's made a lot of really good players miss in his 7 or 8 year career, however long he's been out here. But yeah, I mean, you make your guys conscious of it. We got to rush as a unit.
It's been a long time since Jihad got a chance to play that much. What did you think?
Don, what up?
Yeah, I thought he did good. Obviously there's plays he'd like to have back and do over, but we don't get mulligans. But I do think it will help him moving forward. If he has to play again this week for Nakobe, and then if he has to be called upon in the playoff game.
You guys have the lightest boxes of any team in the NFL in terms of the way the NFL does the numbers.
Who measures that?
The NFL, the next gen stats. You guys are like 60%. It's like by far the lightest.
It's not PFF?
No, I don't follow them as much. But so how do you still stop the run when you have light boxes?
Well, you've got good players that are up there still, and we expect our guys to react and come out of those deep looks and fill and help accordingly. But you still have play your blocks up front and do good at that. Your D line and your linebacker set that tempo.
Do you know that this is something that you do consciously to not stack the box as much as or match personnel as much?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what philosophically why do you do that?
Well, you just don't want the quarterback to have a pre-snap read of what you might or might not be in.
Did you see the thing with Jalen and Spencer Brown? And Spencer basically said he thought he intentionally got.
I didn't see it. No.
Are you aware of it at all?
I mean, I heard rumblings of it, very little, but I have not seen any video of it.
Would it bother you that?
I'd have to see it before I comment.
What was your approach on the 2-point conversion attempt, and what did you see as it was evolving, as the play was going on?
Yeah, we had a little bit of pseudo pressure there, just to try and, get something going for him, and so he wouldn't extend the play too long. We had a good coverage going early. We lost leverage late, Jihad did, but other than that, I thought we played it well. And anytime, even for a great quarterback like him, rolling to your left, moving to your left, throwing back, it's a hard throw.
I know there's still much football left, but as far as entering Week 18, what has impressed you most about your defense this year, and where's the most growth from this year?
Well, I think we've grown from week to week, which is what you want. Always, particularly if you have a bunch of young guys, which we still do. We're in the stage of guys can get better and better and better. Even our veteran type players, I mean, outside of BG, I would guess you would say,
coordinator.
they're still in the growing stage, and they've done that.
No, everybody like to talk about that Buddy
makes you
Ryan
happy.
shit, but
we've kind of found our niche the way we like to play, which is something you're always looking for as a coach. And the guys have been fun to coach.
Does it remind you at all, back in training camp, you had said,
I agree.
This reminds you a little bit of last year where you had all these questions. Does it remind you at all of the way things developed a year ago?
A little bit. We just have a lot of new names this year instead of the guys that were here last year. But it does a little bit, certainly.
Do you have any
the PI call on Quignon is a game to game, just kind of figuring out what is going to get called or not? Or is there a teaching point in that one for him?
It's person to person. If this would have been 2019, maybe we would have challenged that. When that was the one year you could challenge PI.
Do you have any concrete rules when it comes to when players up front can use stunts?
Yeah.
You might not tell me too much, but what dictates?
The front dictates it. Some of those stunts I call, some of them based upon what front I call, they have the freedom to run a stunt. Under the guidelines we give them.
Is it different preparing for a team that you just saw 2 weeks ago?
Look at Vic.
No.
Look at Vic. Watch. Vic already got 11.
It's kind of amazing. You're right, just 2 weeks ago, but it's like every week seems like a new adventure in this league.
Vic already got 11,000 steps today. It's just over 12 o'clock.
as unusual as it is.
You mentioned,
That's the
when
defense
you're talking
coordinator.
about the run game and light boxes, about not wanting the quarterback to get a pre-snap look. Did that change at some point for you in your career? Because a lot of people talk about muddying the look for the quarterbacks post-snap, and they point to you a lot. Was there a point where that changed for you?
It's been a while. I mean, we've been doing it for a while. And yeah, it's been copied or imitated to some degree by some teams.
Vic, it seems like you guys have tackled really well this year. What's your observation?
Yeah, I think we have overall. You're always striving for perfection. We emphasize it. We take pride in it. And I think
Every
we have.
Vic Fangio conference
rule
has turned into a butt kissing contest because how great he is. I hate to do this, but we got to hear from him, bro. We got to hear from him before we get out of here. Special teams was good.
Thursday. So again, it's just
Great punting. Has his seat ever been cold, ladies and gentlemen?
Going through some
It's tape.
Has his seat ever been cold? Has it?
Kevin?
Ready.
When you look at the tape, what does it show you about the second half?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. We're working through that right now still. We watched it, obviously, right after the game.
Oh, that's the time. I thought that was the steps. You're right. That is the
plane. Then we went
I
through
got the
it
same face
yesterday.
I watched.
And we're still going through some stuff now as we speak. And really, when you look at it, is the amount of drives we had and plays, and some of the starting positions. You know, it was the first down thing again. We had 4 drives where we had inefficient first downs, put us in 4 second and longs. And then from that, we were in 3 third and longs. And, you know, when you're doing that, when that's happening, it's going to be very hard to move the ball.
You know what? I agree with him. Those first down plays where Cam Jurgens is letting people run free and Saquon Barkley got to make a man miss, that does affect these drives. So he's not wrong about that, nor is that his fault. That's an offensive line thing.
And that's the unfortunate part of it. You know, we had the one backed up drive from him -1. We have to get it out. We ran again on second down. We didn't get much. And then third down, you know, we had some pressure and that was a punt. And so when you look at those drives, you know, it gets frustrating because we need one play. All we need is one spark, one thing to get those things going, and we're out of it. And there was a couple. There was one drive we were very close on the one where we went first and 10 pass. Then we went 2nd and 10. We had Devontae. We had a little bit of pressure. We almost made the play. He had a great route, you know, versus man coverage. We won, and we just didn't happen. 3rd and 10, we don't convert. So those are the frustrating pieces that we're looking at as a staff. You know, how do we get out of those? What do we need to do better as a coaching staff? How do we execute better? Because really, it's not just one person, one thing, one play style, one call. It's everything. We got to look at everything. So it never comes down to one thing, but it's the whole full picture of everybody working together, making sure we're on the same page of getting those done. Because that was what really was frustrating in the second half. And you can feel that because the first half we had some things that we did nicely, and in the second half we wanted to kind of run the ball and get it going, and it just got off, and we got those second and longs, and that's what was really frustrating about it. And so when you look at it, like I said, we're still looking at it right now. We're going through, you know, other games to see how things played out, how we can continuously improve from this and get guys in positions. And, you know, once we get them in position, we got to execute it and let it play out.
What are the reasons to ask about one of those
You know, his
second
ass.
balls, the last
Really
drive?
people got a question.
I think it was 2nd and 13, run to Barkley, and then after that, you guys took a shot. Are those 2 plays part of the same philosophy, or was there just an opportunity on 3rd to, I mean, obviously, he's pulled down catches like that before, but like overall in that sequence, what were those 2 plays in terms of?
So the second down one, right, you're kind of playing the game of, you know, without getting too much into the strategy of, okay, they're probably going to expect something here. We have an opportunity to sneak one in here and get back to a manageable 3rd down, or maybe hit a big one. And we were close. If you look at it, like we were really close.
How many times we were
blocking that
close?
thing out? And then the 3rd down one is kind of one of those concepts which you want to say is like, hey, if you have your guy in a position to get a one-on-one, do it. If not, you know, we work the other side of the field and we have other options. So it's kind of both of those plays are obviously independent, but you're kind of playing the percentage game, giving yourself the best chance to execute a second down, to get into a manageable third, and then to execute a third down to try to pick it up in that moment.
In terms of the play clock, it seemed in the first half you guys were getting plays and he was getting to the line quicker. Second half, not so much. Was that by design?
No, I wouldn't say that was designed at all.
So what happened if it wasn't by design? What happened if it wasn't by design? We were under center. We were snapping the ball with damn near 10 seconds to go. In the second half, we went back to this barely getting plays off before a flag. Guys not set, guys not knowing probably what's going on because we're running the play clock down so late. Like, if that's not by design, then what the hell is going on?
I think it might just happen that way.
Okay, and then what have been the issues in getting him to the line quickly?
As far as
you guys have, I mean, a lot of the plays are, the snaps are going off like right at right at the clock. I assume that's because he's getting to the line too late. Or
yeah, I when you look at that, I don't think it has really anything with as far as getting to the line too late. I know we get out of the huddle. For the most part, the guys, we get out at a decent pace. And so it's just a matter of just orchestrating what we have within each play, whether it's a motion, a shift.
No.
If there's a couple plays, in one, if there's something we're looking for, if we're trying to ID stuff. So
I don't know, man. To me, it looks like we're trying to run the clock out because we're playing to not lose. We're running the play clock. Come on, man.
Knock on wood, fortunately, we have not had delayed games. We got to continue to do good in that area. So I think as far as that, there's a piece of it. And then sometimes we're able to do different things on the ball, and that picks up the pace, obviously, too.
He wants to move quicker. He wants to not be so late in the clock. What have been the issues? Why has it been?
Say that first part again.
Nick has said that he wants to improve the operation. He said there have been a few instances where it has been better, but what can you guys do to improve that? What have been the issues that have
So the biggest thing, like as far as it goes to practice, right? When we're in practice mode and we're trying to stress getting to the line of scrimmage. So once we break the huddle, we got to get to the line of scrimmage and do a good job of getting our cleats in the ground and getting set. And like I said, if there's a motion, we got to get it going with some pace and see it. And then it's all about just how much do we need to see prior to the snap, right? Are we trying to look for something? Are we trying to set something up? We have to re-ID, repoint, make a change. And so it's just putting that all into action, playing with pace, playing with speed. And actually a lot of it too is getting back into the huddle from the previous play. That's a big piece of it too. So I think it's just all one, just constantly working through those kind of things.
Kevin, how frustrating is it when you see a deep pass to A.J. Brown that could have changed the game at the very end and was obvious interference?
Yeah, that's part of the game. I mean, that's just something you got to deal with. So you just don't worry about it. You just got to call the next play and keep it going. It happens in every game. You watched last night. There were some too. It's part of it. And then we just got to do the best we can from there.
You mentioned the running game amped up, and the plan was to amp it up in the second half, which makes sense. Were you happy with the looks? Sometimes it looked like you were running into unfavorable looks. Is that fair? Or
I mean, there was a couple plays where we were just running to run it, right? And so we got to do a good job of making sure we put everybody in the best position to do what they need to do, and then we have to execute that play once we get those called. So, some runs are, hey, we're running it no matter what. Some other things have some options off it. It just depends on how the play goes in.
Imagine you're at the end of your first year as the play caller. Is there anything that has hit you that, hey, I didn't expect this, or that's been different than maybe you envisioned?
It's a good question. I wouldn't say different. I think what I've realized is, and I've always been such a big part of it, even going back to when I was, with Nick in Indianapolis and even here from day one with all the different coordinators and the roles I've been in. I think when you look at it, it's just how much each week in game and even leading into the game, you're changing, whether it's your personnel, whether it's their personnel, whether it's the in-game adjustment, the communications, because there's so many people involved at so many different levels. I think just making sure you're constantly communicating with all those different people and making sure we're on the same page. And it's been critical, and we've done a good job of it. At times, we got to continue to do that as we make this push through the playoffs. But I think I've learned a lot from day one until now, and I think we all have, even as coaches, just working together. And that's the best part. Like, we're up there meeting right now as a staff, and I think those are the moments you enjoy the most. Is being a coordinator and having everybody in the room together, whether it's players in a setting like this, installing, or even as coaches going through it. I think I've enjoyed that part the most. And then watching those things come and, in-game moments unfold and getting them to play out is really exciting, you know, and then getting to see the guys have joy within each play. You know, the play to Dallas for the touchdown, I know he got that record on that one. When we put that one in, it was like, okay, this could be the one. So when you have those moments, I think that's kind of the stuff you reflect back on and makes you want to continue to find new ways to do those things.
After the game, Nick mentioned maybe wanting to be a little more assertive in between series. From your perspective, how does that play out, and how open are you to that?
I mean, he's done that really with everybody, you know, since he's been the head coach here. He's always been involved, and he does a great job of just talking through things in moments, right? So whether it's myself or Kellen or Shane or Brian,
he got to be better, man. You know what I'm saying? LB, when we get the link up again, we were supposed to go yesterday, but you know, a lot of people got a lot of holiday festivities going on. You know what I mean? People got a lot of holiday festivities going on, but you know, I have to believe in this guy because I've seen him call some good plays the last 3 weeks, even in the Bills game. But 2 games in a row now. Well, not 2 games in a row, 2 games this season where your quarterback has not completed a pass. You still won both of those games. Yeah, you have a great team, but you could not give the fans a heart attack if you called complimentary plays, if you called plays that were in sync, if you called plays that made sense. You could help the fans. You really could help the fans a great deal by calling common sense plays. You know the offensive line is bad, right? Why do you keep putting Cam Jurgens in position to get beat like an African drum? Why are you not using Saquon Barkley in the screen game? Do you know that a guy with his ability to make people miss can help you a lot on first downs? Before I run up the middle 2 times, knowing I'm not going to get nothing, one of those plays will be a screenplay. It just don't make no sense, bro. It don't make no sense. Saquon Barkley can take anything to the house. Why are we not seeing a screenplay? LB Jalen is going to have to run his own offense if we're going to be successful in the playoffs because Patulo isn't it. I agree with that. Give me a Saquon screen. Somebody just said it. It's very easy, bro. It's very easy. I have not had anxiety. The last time I had anxiety watching the Eagles game was probably the NFC Championship because I knew we were 1 win away from going back to the Super Bowl. 1 win away. And of course in the Super Bowl. But every game this season, damn near, we have had some level of anxiety. Every game comes down to, can the defense stop the other team? And they've been doing a fantastic job, man. The Lions, I think the Packers, we have the Chiefs, we have put guys in the dirt on last drives. The Bills. What is Kevin Patulo going to do differently? What wrinkles have we not seen this season so far that can be implemented? Bro, if we pull out a running back screen in the playoffs, we ain't did them all year. It got the huge potential to go as far as it can go. Jordan Mailata is a rugby player. Cam Jurgens specializes at getting to the second level. You know what I'm saying? Use these guys' strength at times, bro. Use their strength at times. Use their strength. When you call a running back screen, it draws in the defenses. It draws them in. Jalen just got to get it out, and they gone, bro. They are gone. They are gone, man. It's like we're not doing anything to put these players in a position to succeed. We just not doing it, bro. I think the worst thing that could have happened was Cam Jurgens be named a Pro Bowler because they think he good, I think. They think he's been good this year. You know what I mean? We ain't going nowhere with this offensive coordinator, bro. And if Jalen have a bad game under this, forcing something to happen in the postseason, Jalen's going to get the blame. Jalen's going to get the blame. You definitely can also benefit from having a change of pace back out there. Will Shipley should not get more carries than Tank Bigsby. What the hell is going on with the offense? What's going on with the offense? Listen, bro, I got more confidence in Kevin Patulo than I did in the beginning of the season. I do. I'm going to just start right there. I got more confidence in Kevin Patulo than I did in the beginning of the season. But at the same time, I understand that he's still severely flawed going into the most critical stretch. Severely flawed. The Commanders was hungry when they played. The Cowboys are ass. But the Commanders were hungry. You could lose to the Commanders. You could lose to the Commanders and fumble the number 2 seed with bad offensive play calling. Now, we just blew them out 2 weeks ago. We blew them out 2 weeks ago. We blew them out 2 weeks ago. But like I said, man, it is what it is, man. It all depends on if Kevin Patulo could do some things we've never seen. A.J. Brown's route tree has been ridiculous the last 3 weeks. Ridiculous the last 3 weeks. Saquon Barkley has been one of the most productive backs in the league the last 3 weeks. But we did play the Commanders and the Ravens. The Commanders and the Raiders. We did. Shipley is not better than Tank Bigsby. Like, what's going on here, bro? What's going on here? But like I said, man, at the end of the day, our defense is so good that I think if the Eagles can come out here and score 23 points, that's a guaranteed victory. If we can score 23 points in the wild card, the division round, the championship game, and the Super Bowl, we back-to-back champions. We're back-to-back champions if we can score 23 points in 4 straight games. We're back-to-back champions because this defense is way too good. There's no Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do nothing with this defense last year. He couldn't do nothing with it. The offense has to go out there and score. We could be looking at the number 1 seed if we don't blow a 21-point lead because we couldn't do nothing on offense. That's just facts. That's just facts. No in-game adjustments. Got out coached by coordinators that he shouldn't have got out coached by. And Sirianni got to wear some of that. But playoff time. So it ain't really the time to say. It's cool that we won because it helps us with seeding. It helps us with seeding. But it's going to be hard to win in the playoffs with a guy with his mindset, bro. It's going to be really hard to win in the playoffs, man. But like I said, man, I'm going to show y'all the updated wheel one more time. I appreciate everybody for their submissions, man. We're going to do what we can to help Mr. Jarrett's class. Y'all know that all the submissions, the proceeds, the proceeds for the raffle, they go to helping out Mr. Jarrett's class, man, getting supplies for these kids. I want to thank you guys for hopping in the wheel, hopping in the raffle, doing everything that you could to support the raffle. The drawing and the submissions in 8 o'clock, January 4th. You have until 8 o'clock, January 4th, to send the Cashapp of $100 or more, $ Brunson, $Brunson, 17Y. That will get you on the wheel. Your name gets added to the wheel immediately, and it puts you in a running to win 2 club level seats. Club level seats bought out of my pocket. You know what I mean? We sponsor this contest because we're doing what we can to help out. We mix the wheel up. We will mix the wheel up. You know what I'm saying? We will mix the wheel up. If this was just January 4th, Cappuccino would have walked away with 2 club level tickets. On January 4th, after the Eagles, after we know our seeding and stuff like that, around 8 o'clock, we will pick the winners. We will mix the wheel up, and we're going to let it rip. We're going to let it rip, man. We're going to let it rip. You know what I mean? The Cash App is in the description of this video. Also, Venmo. If this was January 4th, Bo CO would have walked away with 2 club level tickets, man. It's that simple. It's that easy, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to LH2 Promotions. I will be at a boxing masterclass going down February 6th in Philadelphia. I will be ringside for the event. Ticket sales are in the link to the description as well. If you want something to do, it'll be at a casino in Philly, real lit. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be there, you might as well grab a ticket anyway. See some mouthpieces flying in the stands. It's just gonna be lit, man. But you don't want to miss an opportunity to take advantage of these tickets. You do not want to miss an opportunity to take advantage of winning the raffle for these tickets, man. So, as always, shout out to y'all. Y'all know the vibes, and we will get to it, man.
Stop trying to be
Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Niggas never been on, saying that I fell off. Product of that flip phone, my bitch got that shit on. You can't get a table, I know the chef down at Carbone. You tough, come get this tombstone.